Okay, WWE Fastlane 2016. Show that had a lot of weird parts to it. First things first, we have the U.S. Championship 2 out of 3 falls match between Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio. And this was part of the kickoff show for some reason. I mean, you think a big championship match like that would be part of it, especially one with, again, kind of a gimmick, 2 out of 3 falls. You think that would be part of the main show, but no, it was part of the kickoff show. Anyway, starting things off, when Kalisto made his entrance, he was channeling his inner Rick Steiner. I mean, you remember when Rick Steiner would come to the ring, he'd have the little dogs mounted on his shoulders. Kalisto had, I want to say they were eagles, or definitely a bird of prey of some kind mounted on his shoulders to his ring jacket. Early on, Del Rio almost right off the bat started trying to rip off Kalisto's mask. Yeah, he did manage to rip off the tail, but just weird. Again, the mask thing right off the bat. The two began running around the ring. Then eventually they slid back into the ring, and right as Del Rio was sliding into the ring, Kalisto caught him with a head scissors, or Hurricane Rana actually, not a head scissors. Hurricane Rana got him into a roll up, got a 2 count. Kalisto pushed Del Rio into the ring post. Kalisto then did a head scissors, jumping out of the ring from the ring barricade. At that point, they kind of fought back into the little ring bell area. Del Rio grabbed a chair and hit Kalisto with it and got DQ'd. And so the first fall goes to Kalisto. He's up 1-0. However, Kalisto was obviously felled by the chair. He was injured. Del Rio beat on him a bit. Del Rio got Kalisto kind of caught in between the ropes, and he used that to actually hit his double stomp maneuver. And that got a 3 count, and that evens the counts at 1 apiece. Del Rio then hit a big lariat. Del Rio put Kalisto in the Tree of Woe. He went for the double stomp. Kalisto countered that into a Frankensteiner. Kalisto hit a faceplant head scissors for 2. Kalisto went to the top rope, and Del Rio knocked him off. There was also another spot, I can't remember exactly what point in the match, but Del Rio did the double stomp maneuver again. This time it was outside the ring, off of the ring barricade, and Kalisto's head just like that, right into the floor, the concrete. That looked wicked. Kalisto went to the top rope. Del Rio knocked him off. Del Rio hit an inverted suplex. Kalisto rolled out of the ring. Oh, that's when Del Rio hit the double stomp from the ring barricade. They got back into the ring. Kalisto tried to go for a Selena del Sol. Del Rio countered that, but Kalisto countered Del Rio's move, and Del Rio went headfirst into the turnbuckle. Kalisto rolled him up for the 3, and Kalisto wins the fall count 2-1 and retains the U.S. Championship belt. Like I said, really good match, especially for the kickoff show, which is, again, weird that it was part of the kickoff show, and, well, not a couple of other things that probably should have been part of the kickoff show. We'll get to that at some point. Excuse me. Okay, our next match. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Team BAD, Tamina Snuka and Naomi. Right off the bat, Becky and Sasha began arguing on who would actually start the match. This allowed BAD to attack the two and start beating on Sasha, who started the match essentially. Becky Lynch then blind tagged into the match. Naomi hit Becky with a series of kicks. Naomi hit Becky with a stun gun across the turnbuckle. Basically, imagine that, this is the kind of the turnbuckle, and Becky's kind of leaning like that, and Naomi basically grabbed Becky by the neck and went like that, and Becky just rolled right out of the ring after that. That kind of obscene, I know, but just roll with me, okay? Becky went for a tag, but Naomi pulled Sasha off of the ring apron. Eventually, Sasha did get the hot tag. Sasha hit a double knee on Naomi. Sasha went for the back steamboat, but Tamina managed to break it up. Naomi hit the rear view on Sasha for a 2 count. Becky came off the top rope and then knocked them both down with a double drop kick. Sasha then locked Tamina in the bank statement, and she tapped out. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch win. After that, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was pretty nondescript as it started out. Just a series of headlocks. Dolph countered a body slam into a drop kick. Owens whipped Ziggler shoulder first into the turnbuckle, made everyone think that Ziggler was hurt for the rest of the match. Ziggler hit a splash neckbreaker combo. It was pretty good. Let's see. Owens, I don't know if he was trying to do his cannonball maneuver, but he was running at Ziggler. Ziggler dodged and sent Owens careening into the ring post. Eventually, Owens would hit his cannonball for a 2 count. Owens then hit his top rope Death Valley driver. The two got outside of the ring. Ziggler hit Owens with a super kick. Ziggler hit a second super kick and got a 2 count. Ziggler hit a Hurricane Rana on Owens and sent him flying into the ring steps. Eventually, he got back into the ring. Ziggler hit a famous run, only got a 2 count. Ziggler went for another super kick a la Shawn Michaels with the Sweet Chin Music move. But Owens countered that and got Ziggler into a pop-up powerbomb for the 3. And kind of throughout the match, Owens was insulting the announcers, trying to pick a fight with them for some reason. And then after that, he immediately had the stare-down session with Michael Cole. I don't know why. Again, kind of weird. Okay, our next match is the 6-man tag. Big Show, Kane, and Ryback versus the Wyatt family. And, to be honest, the caffeine was kind of starting to wear off on me at this point, and I kind of fell asleep in the middle of this match. So my notes on this are not very good. But from what I gathered, I didn't seem to miss that much. The only really noteworthy event early on was that Bray Wyatt took Byron Saxton's chair and sat in that through the whole match. Ryback and Eric Rowan started off. Ryback hit a second rope drop kick and tagged in the Big Show. Eventually Ryback got tagged in again. Harper hit Ryback with a single leg drop kick. Kane got tagged in and began fighting Eric Rowan. Ryback hit a second... Oh boy. He hit a series of high knees on Harper. It's around that point that I kind of started to daze out a little bit. I really don't remember anything else that happened in the match until the end, which is Ryback hit Luke Harper with a shell shock for the 3 count. And a real surprise there, since I thought they were trying to build the Wyatt family up for WrestleMania, especially since apparently Bray Wyatt's supposed to be facing Brock Lesnar. But again, we'll touch on another weird part of that later. Excuse me. Okay, match number 6. We have the WWE Divas Championship match. Charlotte taking on Brie Bella. They made note of this early on, that Brie was wearing the kick pads that Daniel Bryan wore for WrestleMania 30. Early on, Charlotte hit a running knee lift to Brie's jaw. Brie hit a snapback and hit a 2 count. Charlotte managed to hit a head scissors on Brie and sent her flying to the floor. Brie countered into a victory roll and got a 2 count. Charlotte then did a figure 4 head scissors on Brie for a while. Brie got out and rolled into a small package for a 2 count. Brie did a missile drop kick off of the... she drop kicked Charlotte off the ring apron. Then got Charlotte back into the ring and hit a missile drop kick. Apparently hurt her knee in the match. But Brie managed to then hit a series of yes kicks and then a Bella Buster and got a 2 count. Charlotte then kind of countered out of that and went for the figure 8 or figure 4, then into the figure 8. But Brie countered that into the yes lock and then turned that into a half Boston Crab. At one point, Charlotte kept fighting. It looked like she was about to tap out, but then somehow Brie went to adjust or something. She stumbled. Again, they said she blew her knee out, whatever that means. And Brie went into the ring ropes, got a little disoriented. That enabled Charlotte to take her down and then lock on the figure 8, and Brie was forced to tap out. Yeah, no real shock here. I know they're going for at least Sasha and Charlotte, maybe Sasha, Becky, Charlotte in a triple threat, but yeah, at WrestleMania. Excuse me. Okay, the next matchup is AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Right off the bat, Styles tried to go for a quick roll-up, and then Jericho tried to go into the walls of Jericho, but they both managed to work out of that. Styles then hit his big flipping dropkick maneuver. Then there was a horrible botch in the match. Jericho rolled out of the ring. Styles tried to do a plancha over the top ropes, and Jericho was supposed to counter with a drop kick. He missed the drop kick. I mean, he clearly missed the drop kick. It's like, this is Styles going over the top rope. This is Jericho delivering the drop kick, and it goes like, well, here, this is more like Styles, so you can see better. This is Styles, this is Jericho. And Jericho's supposed to go like that, and he really goes more like this. And not only that, they showed the replay of it to try to show how intense the move was, but you could still clearly see that Jericho missed the drop kick. They replayed the botch. Oh. Let's see. Styles got back into the ring and hit a moonsault reverse DDT for a 2 count. Styles tried to go for the Styles Clash. Jericho countered into the walls of Jericho, Styles then countered the walls of Jericho with the head scissors. Jericho went for the lion salt with a 2 count. Jericho countered a springboard with a into a springboard cobra. Oh no, I'm sorry. Again. Oh boy, I'm getting loopy here. Styles tried to do a springboard maneuver. Jericho did a springboard drop kick and hit the rope, and that knocked Styles off the rope. That was actually a really well done spot. Styles then got Jericho on the top plate. Tried to go for a superplex. Jericho was sitting on the top ropes. He fought Styles off, and then Styles countered with a Pele kick while Jericho was on the top ropes. Styles went for a top rope Hurricane Rana, but Jericho countered that into the walls of Jericho, but Styles managed to get to the ropes. Styles then got out of the ring, tried to get back into the ring. Jericho hit him with a code breaker through the ropes. Styles only got a 2 count on that. Jericho only got a 2 count on that. Styles then, he went for a Tiger Bomb on Styles, but Styles countered that into the Styles Clash, only got a 2 count on it, but Styles didn't give up. He immediately locked on the Calf Crusher, and Jericho tapped out. Excuse me. You know, those last 2 matches, those were really the normal part of the evening. Because now this is where the weirdness really gets in. We have the Cutting Edge Peep Show segment. Edge and Christian talking with the New Day. The funny thing is, even to the announcer's shock, Edge and Christian somehow got Tony Chimmel to announce them to the ring, like they did in the old days. And they're like, what? How did Chimmel get back in the arena? What's going on here? And they got into the ring. They talked about how this was where the first tag team, they were in Cleveland. They were in the arena where the first tag team ladder match happened, where they got their first standing ovation. And they were thanking everyone. And then the New Day interrupted it. And New Day comes down to the ring and starts doing their shtick, but then Edge and Christian go, well, you're just ripping us off. I mean, really, you take, 5 second, we did dancing, you did 5-second pose. We had kazoos, you have a trombone. We had big goofy sunglasses, you have goofy unicorn horns. I mean, yeah. But then New Day started mocking the League of Nations, and then the League of Nations came out for some reason, and I guess that's what they're building to for WrestleMania? Oh boy. Yeah, not exactly something I'm looking forward to there. New Day left the ring, the League of Nations then began mocking Edge and Christian, but then Edge and Christian walked out of the ring and then started mocking the League of Nations, and New Day joined them, and yeah, this whole thing felt completely pointless. This should have been on the kickoff show, not in the main show. And that's just, again, the prevailing rumor was there might be something major that happened in this. For example, maybe The Undertaker would get involved, and that's where you would get his mystery opponent for WrestleMania be revealed. There was also the theory that Enzo and Cass from NXT were going to debut on the main roster here. That didn't happen. So, yeah, what was the whole purpose of this outside to plug the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness. But that's not the weirdest part. The weirdest part is that we should have gone right into the main event. I thought that was enough of a cool down, but no. They felt a need to have another cool down match. Suddenly tacked on out of nowhere. R-Truth taking on Curtis Axel and the rest of the social outcasts. What the hell? I mean, really. Again, should have been on the kickoff show, not before the main event. That's not how you build momentum going into the main event with that garbage. And it was garbage. Goldust came out. R-Truth got rolled up. That's all that happened, really. You know, I like Social Outcasts. I got nothing against R-Truth or Goldust, but it doesn't make any sense. It just, that was so out of nowhere and so out of place. It almost killed the show, which had been pretty darn good up until that point. But that does lead us into our main event. The triple threat match for the main event at WrestleMania 32 in the world title shot. Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And right off the bat, Lesnar just charged at Ambrose and trying to take him out of the ring. Lesnar then turned around and he hit Reigns with a German suplex. But then Ambrose hit Lesnar with a missile dropkick while he was trying to do another German suplex on Reigns. Lesnar turned his attention to Ambrose and hit suplexes on two belly-to-belly suplexes, one of which was right outside of the ring. Lesnar went in and began to suplex Reigns and taking him officially to Suplex City. Lesnar hit an F5 on Reigns, but then Ambrose broke up the pin. Reigns speared Lesnar before Lesnar could hit the F5 on Ambrose. Reigns hit the Superman punch on Lesnar. They got to outside the ring. Ambrose low blows Lesnar before Lesnar could F5 Reigns into the table. So Ambrose and Reigns hit a double powerbomb through I want to say it was the German announce table. I can't remember if it was the German or the Spanish announce table. Yes, they have a German announce table now. Let's see. Almost immediately after that, Ambrose grabbed Reigns and threw him into the ring stairs. Ambrose then hit his big rebound clothesline. At this point, Lesnar started to come to again, so Ambrose and Reigns left the ring. They tore off the top of the English announce table, and they powerbombed Lesnar again. Then they buried Lesnar under the table. Ambrose came off the second rope and got hit with a Superman punch. Reigns then went for a spear. Ambrose dodged. Reigns hit the ring post. Then Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds, only got a 2-count out of it. At this point, Ambrose went for another Dirty Deeds. Reigns countered that, got him up for a Samoan drop, but then Lesnar came in and hit a German suplex on Reigns as Ambrose was in the Samoan drop. Reigns went to spear Lesnar, but Lesnar countered that into a Kimura lock. But then Reigns started to pick Lesnar up out of the Kimura lock, even though it was still locked on. But then Ambrose got into the ring with a chair, hit Lesnar again with the chair, hit Lesnar again with the chair, turned around and started hitting Roman Reigns for a couple times, for good matter. Then he turned around and hit Lesnar again until Lesnar rolled out of the ring. Ambrose turned around and Reigns speared Ambrose and gets the 3-count for the win. No real shock. It was known there was going to be Roman Reigns and Triple H at WrestleMania. But overall, this was a really good match. A lot of great action. I'd almost put this up with the triple threat from the Royal Rumble last year. That's how good a match this was. And by and large, the show overall was good. Unfortunately, I would be willing to cut some slack for one bad match, that 6-man tag, but the one bad match combined with the pointless Edge and Christian peep show segment, cutting edge peep show segment, and the equally, if not even more pointless, R-Truth Curtis Axel match. Yeah, unfortunately, that really damaged the show a lot in the big time frame. Overall, I'm going to give this a B, just because, again, what was good was really good. Unfortunately, what was bad was really bad, but there was more good than bad. So there's enough I can give it a B, at least, and feel comfortable in that. If they just moved those those 2 pointless segments away from being close to the main event and onto the pre-show and just moved everything up a bit, I think this would have been an A, easy. But unfortunately not. Well, we got a bit of a break with the wrestling here. I mean, I might do a WrestleMania prediction show, but I won't do that until the card becomes available. So, but after that, the next wrestling recap review is going to be the NXT Takeover, which is the day before WrestleMania, and that's on, was it April 2nd or 3rd? Just a sec here. April 3rd. Yeah, sorry. So the NXT show will be on April 2nd. That'll be the next recap and review segment for wrestling. There's going to be at least 2 more episodes of Women's Club Adventures of Great Aunt Peggy. There'll be one on this Saturday. There'll be one the next Saturday. That's the season finale. Let's see, next... Well, Monday, but I usually put them up on Sundays now. The next Random Trade review is The Movement, Volume 1, Class Warfare. See you all then.